little taste of gaming greats in the derby. Bad boys galore in an inside look at Defiance. And we go out in style, the Big Bang way. Buckle up, boys, it's gonna be a bumpy ride. What's up, guys? Welcome to Game, and we've got another chock-full show of all the gaming greats. My name's Kelly, and there is plenty to come. I've got a couple of awesome trailers to show you, plus plenty of explosive action. So settle down with your coffee and maybe a bit of popcorn, and let's get this show on the road. Jumping straight in, let's take a look at some games that allow you to try before you buy. Now, just in case Frags didn't win you over last week with Sleeping Dogs, why not have a go yourself? Don't want to pay? Don't worry. You can have a go in the Demo Derby.
First up on this week's Derby, a familiar title and one that we particularly like. A game all about cops, cars and crime. Get ready to enter an open world underworld in Sleeping Dogs. With the full version hitting store shelves just a couple of weeks ago, this demo is a great way to try the game before you actually have to throw down your hard-earned cash.
Thanks, hope you enjoyed it.
This taster features 2 levels of the single-player campaign in which you play Wei Shun, an undercover San Francisco cop attempting to infiltrate and eliminate Hong Kong's infamous triad gangs.
Right now, I need someone to take care of me.
Mate, I got a message for you.
Level 1 will see you embarking on a hair-raising chase through the busy streets of Hong Kong's night market, before going head-to-head and toe-to-toe with a vicious gang of triad thugs. While in Level 2, you'll be tasked with the tricky job of extracting a target from an enemy warehouse.
Siwa, you're coming with me.
Featuring plenty of explosions, some glorious gunplay, and the kind of kung fu skills that made Bruce Lee Hong Kong's most famous export, this demo for Sleeping Dogs is a great way to check out what the full version has to offer.
Shit, I said don't
Part
move.
open world adventure and part homage to the glory days of Hong Kong crime cinema, Sleeping Dogs is available now on Steam, the PlayStation Network, and Xbox Live. Also available on Xbox Live and PlayStation Network is the latest demo from one of the world's most popular football titles, Pro Evolution Soccer 2013. This is the second demo for PES 2013 and a major step up from July's first look at Konami's latest challenger to EA's all-conquering FIFA franchise. Demo 2 comes to us with a wider selection of teams featuring some of Europe's finest, as well as a smattering of South America's star outfits, and lets you participate in 10-minute matches to give you a decent feel of how a slew of new gameplay mechanics work. And also included is something called Performance Training, a mode which helps players improve certain aspects of their game, like dribbling or shooting. Is it good enough to topple FIFA off the top of the tree? Make your own mind up now on Xbox Live and PlayStation Network.
Oh my goodness!
From the horrors of Cristiano Ronaldo's haircut to horror of a different kind now, as we go behind the scenes to check out Ubisoft's upcoming 28 Days Later remix, ZombiU, for the Wii U.
Hello, my name is Guillaume Brunier and I'm producer on ZombiU, the horror survival game for the Wii U coming out this Christmas. The game takes place in London in 2012 and a major virus outbreak has contaminated the whole city.
Move if you want to live.
One thing that's really core to our game is that we want a realistic zombie experience. We want something that you've never played before. When your character dies in our game, then you don't get to play him or her again, ever. You will only get to see him or her again as a zombie when you go after her and try to get your backpack back. It's really core to our experience because we want players to feel the tension of one life. That's this concept that we wanted to put in place. Realistically, what would you do? How long will you survive? In the team, we kind of miss these old school survival games where fear is at the center of the experience. We saw with the Wii U gamepad an opportunity to bring back that slow pace, scary moments into the survival horror genre. It's a bit hard, it's a bit hardcore, but really that's what we want to give as an experience for the player. When we first got our hands on the Wii U gamepad a while ago, we felt the potential in creativity that this device brought, and we said, okay, let's decide that this gamepad is not actually a game controller. Let's decide it's the survival kit for our players. The message we want to give to the players is, if you hold on to this survival kit, if you play correctly with it, then you're going to survive in our game. If you don't, if you just go run and gun, happy-go-lucky, you're going to die a lot. The first time we really hit something very, very interesting with the Wii U controller was our lockpick feature. Seeing your character on the main screen and the action being on the small screen created a real feeling of tension, and that at that time we in the team thought that we really touched something that would bring really a good feeling of tension. I think that's, if I remember correctly, that's the first time we said, okay, we get it, we understand what's the Wii U going to bring to gamers.
You know what? For the first time, I actually get it. I now know what they can do with the Wii U and why it's such a game changer. Maybe not for all the games, but definitely for RPGs like ZombiU. That was a brilliant example of just how the technology can be used to its full potential, slashing and hacking to kill, interacting with the game to crack and solve puzzles right in front of you. And that one life thing, brilliant. I wonder if all the characters will sport YOLO tattoos on their bodies though. Food for thought. Okay, break time, but stick around because we'll take you behind enemy lines, chucking you in the deep end with the unknown. And a defiant world that doesn't stop turning. It's reality, but not as you know it. That's up next here on Game.
is upon us. We are experiencing heavy casualties. Our operatives represent the best our nations have to offer. They are aided by our most advanced technology. But still they fall. Do not be careless with the lives of your troops, Commander. Few will survive to see the end of this conflict. Fewer still will possess the skills necessary to end it. Good luck, Commander.
Welcome back. The remake of the 94 classic UFO Enemy Unknown will hit us in early October. Now, continuing with the theme of blowing stuff up, our next game is set in a world that's too much like real life. No pause button, just continuous battles against evils trying to destroy everything. Let's see just how defiant we can get as we go inside Defiance.
Defiance is a third-person shooter first, and an MMO second.
And what that means is you're playing in the same world with thousands of other players.
We take that, great moment-to-moment third-person shooter gameplay, and we put that in this huge, seamless open world.
Combining it with pixel-perfect accuracy shooting. So, based on your own skill, you either make a headshot or you don't. And this is the first time that a shooter has done this on this scale. That's always on, always evolving, and your character advances in this world.
Defiance differs from traditional shooters because the game goes on whether you are present or not.
Whenever you're ready to play and jump on, you're actually jumping into the world and seeing what's going on right at that moment. As you're running around in the world, new things are actually happening all the time. Defiance doesn't have a traditional lobby system. In effect, the world is your lobby.
There are session-based, both cooperative maps as well as player versus player conflict maps. You can queue up for those, but you're never taken out of the seamless open world, so it's not like you're stuck staring at a screen.
You don't go into a lobby, you just say, hey, I want to play this through our user interface, and then you can keep doing what you're doing, and when it's ready to go, you jump in automatically.
Because the world is so massive, we want to give players a really fun way to get from place to place. And we do that through our vehicles.
At any time, you can press a button on the controller and your vehicle will appear in front of you. You can hop on it and take off across the Bay Area.
And it's fully physics-based, so just traveling across our world is a blast.
But in addition to that, we also have different vehicles that you get to have in sort of group activities, where the person on the back has their own personal machine gun and someone has a missile launcher, to our sort of transport vehicles, which are used for some resource gathering.
In Defiance, character progression runs along many parallel courses.
The most fundamental one is you're going to be finding and acquiring new weapons in a lot of different ways as you go through.
Obviously, being a third-person shooter, the biggest thing that we have is weapons. We have lots of cool weapons, thousands of weapons that you can collect.
You're going to get more and more dangerous weapons, including ones of alien design, like an incubator or the biomedical gun.
Even once you get a weapon that you think is great, you can actually customize that as you see fit.
You will actually see a visual difference between improved weapons in the game and unmodified weapons inside the game. You will be able to earn points and spend those points to improve your character's abilities.
And that's the core thing that kind of defines a special power that you can, as a player, deploy at various times.
And some of these abilities will be offensive, some of them will be defensive.
But what's key here is that you as a player can swap that around at any time and you can upgrade those. And a big part of that is the fact that, again, we really want the players to be able to craft their own experience.
Cooperative play is what it's all about, getting in the game, playing with your buddies, and we really want to ensure that people aren't locked into very specific roles.
It's just a matter of playing the game for a little bit, seeing what game style you like, and then just choose the weapons, abilities that you enjoy playing with and save them to a template where you can use them later for the right scenario.
Players are going to find different ways of relating to people. And it's that really fun experience that if anyone's played any cooperative game with strangers, they start to see that social moment. They start to experience something where we pull together as a group, we accomplish something together, and that actually means something. Defiance is shipping on 3 major platforms: PC, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360.
It is a massive event, not only to be tied in with a television series, but to allow all of those different platforms to play simultaneously inside of an MMO universe.
The most revolutionary thing about Defiance is this new level of immersion we create. We allow players to watch the show,
play the game, and change the world.
Now, aside from being an amazing game, it's also being made into a TV series. It'll be the first fully fledged, interconnected video game and TV show. I guess Halo 4 and Forward Unto Dawn just missed out. Anyway, rumors have it that Defiance the TV series will debut in the US in April next year alongside Defiance the game. Makes sense though. Finish an episode with a cliffhanger, then finish it in game, and then compare the outcome in your next step. So much potential! Right then, time for us to take a quick break. When we return, a game that looks so real the lines of reality are almost blurred. And we end off the show with a big bang. Don't miss it, it's only here on Game.
10日前、バスの生存が確認された。生きていたのか。 ああカリブ海洋上を漂流中ベリーズの漁師に救助されたらしい。
それで俺たちの情報が漏れる。だからパスの口を封じろと。
いやそうじゃない。米国の非政府諜報機関サイファーはパスにダブルスパイの権利をかけている。そのため彼女はキューバ南端の収容キャンプで尋問を受けている。
キューバの中のアメリカ、法を逃れたブラックサイト。
マザーベース査察の件、これと無関係とは思え。
トロイの木馬が潜入した。収容キャンプ前に到着。
予定通りだなスネーク。ブランクがあるとは思えん。
待たせたな。
ターゲットのチコとパスは北東の旧施設だ。基地内に入り、まずは北東に向かってくれ。
The attention to detail is impeccable, and the Fox engine makes it all possible. So apt that the engine is named after Fox in the Metal Gear series. It's almost like the game is constantly reinventing itself and making it look better and better as the years go by, and therefore contributes it back to it. Speechless. Okay, for our final port of call today, we are led across the high seas, so take up your weapons and we shall defend our soil to the death. Well, actually, hopefully not, but either way, today we will go out with a big bang! First up this week on The Big Bang, the British are coming, the British are coming! And it's off to the high seas in Assassin's Creed 3. Set in the 1700s during the American Revolution, the game spans 30 years of the life of Connor Kenway, a half-English and half-Native American man drawn into the fight against tyranny when his home is attacked by colonists. It says here. Well as the standard AC tropes of sneaking around being, well, sneaky, one of the core gameplay elements of the upcoming edition is naval warfare, a system that's being developed right here in Asia. As Connor Kenway, players will be the master and commander of their very own vessel, battling the Brits and navigating their way through a dynamic weather system that can transform calm seas to raging storms within minutes. And with the ability to explore the entire eastern seaboard of the US, epic battles loom ahead. So get ready to rewrite history when Assassin's Creed 3 hits the shelves in October this year. Next up, from an assassin on the seas to an assassin who can't be seen, these are the latest shots from Bethesda's highly anticipated Dishonored. In this first-person action adventure, you'll get your skulk on as Koro Otano, a once legendary bodyguard now on the run after being framed for murder of his royal charge. The game features a large dash of RPG elements with your Dishonored hero able to access an array of supernatural powers, all of which come in mighty handy when you try to tiptoe past the watchful eyes of the guards and eliminate targets without being seen or heard. Yes, that's right, heard. The developers have put a unique spin on this one by adding noise into the mix. This means that running and jumping attracts all sorts of unneeded attention, while crouching and sneaking helps you go undetected. Having won all sorts of awards at this year's E3, you'll want to keep an eye out for Dishonored when it sneaks into stores in October this year. And last but not least, to conclude this super slinky edition of The Big Bang, we catch up with our old friend Sam Fisher in the latest installment of Splinter Cell Blacklist. As the acting commander of 4th Echelon, a newly formed intelligence agency, Smiling Sam is back and deadlier than ever, with some kick-ass new disguises, advanced interrogation techniques, and a few old favorites as well. Judging by the looks of this latest bit of footage, we can expect extremely fluid gameplay with the ageless Sam slip-sliding his way over obstacles while taking down targets. He makes it look so easy. New to the series is Sam's ability to control a UAV.
I'm bringing the UAV online now. Briggs, redirect to my current location.
This enables him to attack enemy bases from the air and target individual soldiers or enemy turrets with rockets or machine guns. A one-man argument for stricter gun control and a good-looking combination of the old and the new, Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Blacklist is scheduled to blast its way into your life early next year. So ruthless and merciless, Sam Fisher never gets old, like literally. Anyway, we don't have to wait too much longer until the 7th Splinter Cell installment hits us. It's touted for early next year. Well, it's time for us to wind down this episode, but remember to check out espnstar.com/game for backdated episodes. Also, hit us up online on our Facebook page. And there's always Twitter for a quick shout out too. Just look for ESS Game. Okay, guys, we'll see you next week for more gaming love. Catch you later.